Can a person with avoidant personality genuinely fall in love with someone? Yes, they can, but it's challenging. Susan, a person with avoidant personality, found it incredibly difficult to establish intimate relationships and fully invest herself in love. Even if she fell in love, she would stubbornly deny it and experience fluctuating emotions. Regardless of her age, she would always challenge herself and withhold her true feelings. When she loved someone, she could only offer a portion of her genuine emotions that she could bear to lose. For instance, she would be kind to the person, but there was a limit. This limit represented about 1/3 of her true affection. If one day that person stopped loving her and left, she would lose that 1/3 of genuine emotions, while the remaining 2/3 would still be hers, albeit stitched together. This personality trait could be attributed to her family background. When Susan was a child and sought comfort from her parents, they never provided solace. Over time, she developed a belief that nobody could be trusted, and that nobody could understand her feelings. Consequently, she adopted various disguises to fit the preferences of others, because she believed that her true self was uninteresting to anyone. She had been in a 5-year relationship before, which eventually ended due to recurring arguments. In the end, she discarded that 1/3 of her heart and cut off all ties. She also had a few ambiguous encounters that never progressed due to her excessive caution and indecisiveness. However, everything changed when Susan met her husband. His affection for her was overwhelming, as if he had filled the entire world with his love. Despite her cautious nature, Susan chose to trust him after being cautious over and over again. They got married, had children, and he constantly expressed his love for her. Although Susan rarely said the words "I love you," one day she opened up to him about her feelings. She told him that he was the person she liked the most in this world, but she couldn't love him unreservedly because of her fears. He reassured her that it was okay and that her liking him was enough. A few days ago, Susan was feeling upset about something. She couldn't recall the exact reason, and she started crying alone. Her husband comforted her and said, "Look, I have given you my whole heart, so keep your fragile little heart for yourself. Both of our hearts are with you alone. Don't cry, as it hurts both of us when you do." He understood Susan's preferences and dislikes. If she disliked socializing, he would go in her place. If she disliked making casual phone calls, he would make them. If she disliked visiting relatives during holidays, he would go. If she felt uncomfortable with being too close to her parents while still needing to fulfill filial duties, he would take care of it. One day, they went out together and saw a brightly lit art gallery owned by one of Susan's classmates. It brought back memories from their youth, reminding them that 20 years had passed. Susan remarked on the gallery's ideal location, a perfect blend of liveliness and tranquility. Her husband said, "If you like it, I can rent a space for you here. You can come and bask in the sun and observe people during the day." Susan wondered if they should sell something in the gallery, but he shook his head, saying that he didn't understand her fully yet. He knew she enjoyed being among crowds but disliked interacting with many people. Therefore, he suggested not selling anything and just focusing on her happiness. To be honest, Susan admired her husband's ability to wholeheartedly devote himself. She truly loved him, but she couldn't be as selfless as he was. Thus, loving a person with avoidant personality requires immense patience and understanding, as well as the willingness to wait for a long,